Okay, we just start. Have a bunch of people here. So let me. So Riot for the record. So this is like a cohort for this Web3 Build-a-thon batch I'm running. So majority is like Vietnam based, founders, builders, members of the community, and they're all here to learn. Let me introduce Riot from Citadel. He's a good friend of mine. Known each other for I think 2 years now. I would say. From Solana, he's like the Korean Oppa in the Solana ecosystem. So, you have any question about what's going on in Solana in Korea, and in the larger sense, like what to build in Solana? Like he's a guy to ask. So Riot, I'll let you take it away. I was just gonna be the listener here as well.
Gotcha. Hello, everyone. My name's Riot. Well, I'm not sure Korean oppa is the right term, but I'm too old for that. But yeah, I've been in the Solana ecosystem for roughly around 4 years. And then kind of know everything, not everything, like most of the things going on in Korea, and especially specialized with the Solana industry, obviously. So if you're curious about anything that is related with Korea and the Solana in general, like simultaneously, then you can search me and then reach out to me anytime. I'll be happy to answer anything. But yeah, basically, we are in New York right now. Our team has been selected as a Solana incubator cohort 3. So it was like few hundred people, few hundred the projects applying for it, and then six of them got selected. So I think today I'm gonna just briefly introduce about who we are, what we do, and then how I believe that we got there. Because like they never really let me know what was the decision making process of selecting those cohorts. So I'm gonna just guesstimate of what probably worked better and what probably didn't. So yeah, let me share the screen. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me turn off sharing.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Probably be able to see the screen now. Do you see the presentation or my face?
Yep.
Presentation? Good.
Yep.
So yeah, the thing that I want to talk about is there's no fast track. It's a very straightforward and also obvious thing to talk about, but that's going to be our topic. I don't think it's going to cover like 40 minutes though. So please understand, because I didn't have much time to prepare the entire thing. I came back from KBW just 2 days ago, and I got sick. But yeah, I'll try my best though. So there's no fast track. There's obviously many of you think that what is the best methodology to reach to the success point where you can just simply develop a product, and then people will recognize what you do. So be it. The work doesn't really work in that way, especially in the Web3 world, because I'm mainly going to talk about the marketing side of the product. Okay, so the Web3 product is literally nothing if you don't have a marketing power, if you don't have a networking power, if you don't have if you have no idea what's going on in the scene. So I'm gonna go through that a little bit, but before that, I'll tell you why you need to listen to me. It's not that you have to, but it's better if you understand who I am. Then you'll be able to digest it easier. So it says in Korean, so you probably don't know what it is, but it's 19K. So I have two accounts on the Twitter and then one account in Telegram. Doesn't have like many people that is following, honestly. Like there are a lot of other people that probably have a better following accounts. But the thing is, if you go there, and then if you see who's following me, and who's following me on the both side, and who's following me on this side, and also the reputation that this channel has in the Korean ecosystem, then you will understand what it is. Because like I'm pretty sure if you have been here in the ecosystem for a while, let's say your followers like 3,000 followers, then you'll see at least like 400, 500 mutual followers from mine. That's how you figure out how how these individual and the Twitter accounts have a power or not. Like obviously, needless to say, it's easy to buy the followers account, and it's easy to manipulate and fake it. But at the end of the day, it is so easy to figure out that if that is a real or not. And then the fact that you've been here in the ecosystem for a long enough, and also actively communicating with people long enough is really crucial in this space to survive. Because like at the end of the day, if you can remember any single product that has been good, relatively being successful, and the leadership is still in the shadow, under the shadow, or not even like pseudo anonymous, actively engaging with people, I will say they will not gonna last more than 6 months, because this market in general is all about trust, all about the networking power, all about the presence, and that's what I'm gonna talk. What I'm gonna talk today. Oh, and then the reason why I have two different accounts is because I talk in Korean here, I talk in English here. Using two different languages under one account doesn't really help with your algorithm, so you might wanna understand that part as well. So we got pretty good investor lineups. This is us, Citadel. So we got pretty good investors lined up. I'm gonna show you later, and also it's secured around like 500,000. It's not much, but that is all coming from Angel. That's the important part, I think. We haven't even gone through the VC part yet. And then we are in the incubator cohort 3, which is the Solana Labs is moderating, the organizing. And then we are in New York right now, getting all the stipends and get reallocation fee, and then pretty much spending time here for free with a bunch of people getting aligned to meet up. So like when you get into the incubator, there are a lot of different parks, but the biggest park is networking power. You can literally see everybody. Like if you want to meet somebody working the JP Morgan, you can do it. If you want to meet somebody working the Wintermute, you can do it. You just need to name the people that you want to meet so that they can make an intro. But at the end of the day, Solana Incubator has that much of the power, and I think it is definitely worthwhile to target to get into this incubator, because it really is worthwhile. So basically, I'll start from the historical timeline. So from when I was not a founder. So I started all in Korean, so probably hard to understand, but I started as a researcher. I did a research work when there's no ChatGPT, so it's like 2021 on October 23rd, and then that's when the people don't have have a really big language barrier, because all the Google Translator and everything is working like a shit. So they wanted someone to summarize the contents and then pretty much feed them on the Twitter, and I was doing that. It's not that I liked doing public service, but I wanted to get fame. I wanted to be famous among the people, so that I can utilize my name value in the future. I didn't know where I'm gonna use it, but I thought it's gonna be definitely worthwhile. So I start to write it down some stuff. It's much easier now these days, which means that just writing down things are not gonna pan off. You might want to do something else, like make a video or whatnot, to become super relevant. But at the end of the day, my posting that has a lot of different research contents became like 1.3K likes and 800 retweets. Again, the number doesn't really if you are coming from the YouTube or TikTok background, then maybe this is a rookie number. But in Twitter world, especially in the Web3 world, this is not a rookie number. You'll be able to leverage this a lot when you're in Web3 if you try to do something in the Web3. Back in the days, I was doing some researches about DeFi 2.0. I don't know if anybody remember that time, but over here APY is 84,000%, not anything else but percent. This is some like nuts time where people believing in things too easily and gullible, so that people thought that like this crazy APY is gonna sustain. It sounds silly, but it really was what it was. So I just wanted to show how stupid that world was at that time of period. And then like if you go to any OGs and they talk about DeFi 2.0, they're gonna smile because like, it was it was a stupid but good time. Now we are in the more down to earth time, but so that was what I was doing. But while I was doing that, I got reached out by the one guy named Mason, and then he explained about how the gaming in the Solana can work very differently from the Ethereum world, and then he was start convincing me why the staking based gaming should happen in Solana, not Ethereum world. And then I was trying to explain why that's not gonna work. I was not a Solana bull back then. I was pretty skeptical about everything else in Ethereum. But at the end of the day, we started to work on something together. I was just advising at the beginning, but at the end of the day, I ended up working with him, and that company from there it sustained until now. So that's like roughly 3.5 or 4 years ago time of the story when I joined the company. I was energy industry, by the way. I was in the energy industry. I was I went to the renewable energy industry just because I thought it's gonna be fun. Plus, it's gonna be a booming market, and turned out it was a boomer market. There's nothing much I can do as a founder. Even if I want to do something crazy, do something very innovative that normally didn't work because there are so many boomers out there. The energy industry is like a bunch of stuffed people with the politicians, and then the corporate business is the one that so that they don't move their ass, like not easy. So and then I met this NFT and gaming sector of the token, and then I ended up just falling in love into it, and I jump into the rabbit hole, and that's where the disaster started. Should have just stayed in the energy industry. That would be payoff pretty good. But anyways, I'm here. So I'm also gonna talk about the good points that I made the decisions alongside of all those 4 years. And number one is consistency. So you have to be really consistent on what you're doing. Um, at least this type of the consistency pan out pretty well, so that people start to recognize me as a good name value, and then that made me become a founder. And when I became a founder, I started to develop this one product called Cyberwave, and then this is like a betting game pretty much. So you stake your NFT into certain sectors, then then the number randomized number, and it depends on how many people stake the NFT in the interest each of the sector determines whether you're gonna win the fight or not. And then it happens like every hours or something, and then you get this token as a reward. It's a pretty straightforward game, but that time it was really the time where if you launch the one token, then your reputation go tank really really bad. So we decided to wait until the good timing to release this actual token into the game. If anybody remembers Solanart, Solanart was a thing back then. So we were in the Solanart. We were also in the Magic Eden, and then there's some stupid launchpad called Wayu, which also tanked. They disappeared, we survived. That tells a lot of things. But the Cyberwave was the first game that I built, And then we figured out we made a tokenomics and then the game logics are a little too dull. And also the in terms of IP value, our product almost got nothing. So we decided to pivot and then make a project called Fidelian. Fidelian was a little more well, how do I call? It's more a fun based game, but also have a very decent tokenomics that can sustain like around a year without touching it. It's a two of a good story to be true, but it is truly is. Let me briefly show you what it is actually. So oh well, come on, don't make me sign it. Ah, okay, I'm not gonna type it in. But basically the game itself is gonna be it's let me see. I'll just show you in the slides. So basically, if you log into the game, you're gonna be able to also select a few different sectors, and then you're gonna be able to farm different the tokens, and then those tokens are tradable inside of the game, which means that we have a DEX in our game. And also there's something called procurement, which is basically government buying up your supply if there is too much supply in the market. And then this amount of the stuff that we can buy is also determined by the algorithm. So then there's like the automatic market making, it's AMM that is built in the inside of the game, inside of every single pool. Let's say oil and dollar, it has all different pools. And then also the each of the AMM and each of the token has a bonding curve. So this price action, everything is based on the bonding curve, not just simple human activity, because we didn't have much of this the what is it, players to sustain it. It's not like we have a 10K people working on it. So yeah, it was a game like that, and then the game worked pretty well, and then it is actually working until these days. So if you own one of these NFTs, then you'll be able to go and play it. It's a very simultaneously, P2P type of the product, but at the end of the day, you can earn stuff that gives a value. But and then also we did a lot of offline works. Basically, we always wanted to let people know that we have a strong presence. We also teamed up with Bonk, and then did some what is it, the IRL event kind of thing with Bonk together. Bonk and we are actually a good friend. So they essentially let us run the Bonk Korean locations. So every single the offline events, online events that is happening in Korea is basically done by us. But yeah, so that's also the power of the consistency. You stay where you are at, and then try to make your presence among the public. That will make other projects to believe in you. But anyways, so that's what the game was doing. We also did some like a K barbecue party with the founder with royal customers. The biggest thing about this game, and then what I'm really proud of this community, is the fact that there is no fodder. Like there's literally no zero fodder. Um, I can count the fodder from the back in like 3 years. That means a lot of things. Like many different products doesn't have a consistency, or have done something wrong here, and or like maybe communicated wrong. So they have like a numerous anti whatever groups that against to the movement. But luckily we are small first of all, and luckily I don't think we have done anything that bad. So like I can literally count 4 fodders of our product in past 3 years. That actually means a lot. And then even if the game is our past story, they all believe in the success of the Citadel, and that they're followers, good genuine believers of the Citadel, like, even at this moment. So which means that you're gonna have a lot of strong community power which I'm going to explain why that is important later. But still, unfortunately, you can't really beat the market. We believe that those gamings and NFTs can be a future, which was naive and gullible, the judgment. But at the end of the day, unicorn and rainbow is unicorn and rainbow. It's never a real economy. And then we learned it the very hard way. The gaming volume industry in general has tanked. I'm not saying gaming is going to die or anything, but at least our sector, in our staking based NFT based gamings, are has significantly got a huge damage. And I would actually recommend anybody who are trying to make an NFT PFP based gaming in this sector, in this economy, I'll just say don't do it. You might want to try something else, like gaming without a PFP NFT selection collection, or gaming with a betting system that actually make people to fight to each other, not play to earn type of thing. But at the end of the day, gaming de-incentivize the fun of the game, and then you can't really beat the psychology, and also you can't beat the trend. So I believe that the gaming industry has kind of fading away, and then also the metaverse real estate kind of things also got really tanked bad. That's when we figure out around the end of the 2023. So we decided to pivot, maybe not a gaming. So that pivot happened in very careful manner, because we didn't want the community to get mad about it. Even though I don't think they're gonna get mad at anything, they probably would understand. But I want a smooth transition where even the strong believer of the game sector would be understand what we are trying to do. Sorry, hold on. There we go. So that's why we start to plan on it. So the game that I just showed you, this game was built when we are pivoting. You know what I mean? So like there was like a very basic version of the game before, and then that game was doing okay, but we decided to develop the game too, so that we'll be able to have a long enough time to pivot around. This decision making processes was number one, the trust, faith that we can probably earn money from black market, the game that I developed, and number two, that runway is going to give us a pretty good amount of the a gap that we can go another, let's say 1 year, to develop a new concept, a new product that we believe that is gonna spin out pretty good. So yeah. So pivoting requires a lot of different effort, but at the end of the day, it worked out pretty well. We had loyalty. We have for good friends in the market. We also have a trust from the market, because when we are doing all those activities in Xitadel, we never stopped communicating with a foreign country, with a foreign product. Like there are many founders making mistakes that they believe their customers are only in Korea, so they just need to focus on Korea, or like in your case, in you guys' case, like different countries, like your own countries. But the reality is really not that. You have to have a recognition in global way, unless your product is irrelevant. Being irrelevant in this world, it means nothing. Your product will tank, your token will tank too. There's no magical way that you can automatically get like amazing amount of the buyers, and then your selling pressure goes to zero automatically, only with your own country's people speaking. So like, there's no way you can do that. Even if your product is primarily used by the, let's say, I don't know, Vietnamese people, you still need to go out there and then talk to Korean people, American, the German, European, whatever it takes. You need to create a strong naming value and presence in the market. That's how we ended up starting with a good builders round. So that builders round is also built upon the network that we had before. It's not like we have this magical idea so that everybody will just trust on us, and then the strangers will just chip in and they're throwing the money in. There's no absolute zero way that it's going to be possible. Um, you'll be able to try to convince it a little bit here and there, but yeah, at the end of the day, you need to start from somewhere. For example, we were having a good relationship with a bank, so we start to convince the bank people first, and then when we had the bank people get convinced, then we start to expand it to somewhere else, and then we got Tolly. So when you have Tolly and a few bank people supporting you, then now the rest of the builders round it's gonna be rather easier. Because like now you have a stronger power and the naming value and presence that is shown here. But what I'm trying to say is that if you don't have that much of the networking and presence in the market, then getting here is going to be really, really difficult. And because of that, you definitely shouldn't neglect anything that is happening in the market. You have to be part of it. You have to stay present. So maybe some people curious about what we are making. Maybe some people are not. But I'm gonna explain just what it is a little bit, and basically why we are trying to make this product happen in a bigger picture. So the Citadel is trying to fix the yield game. It's a pawn. It's a fixed yield and a fixed yield game. So it's kind of um, something that I thought was fun. But basically, what we are the corporate bond venture debt type of the product that this market doesn't have yet. Decentralized control of the government are building the centralized yield. It's a difficult topic, but if you're familiar with the stable coin industry, then this is probably going to be relevant for you. Essentially, all the banking rate that you're looking at from the bank, and depend on how much money you get from your savings account in the bank, is all determined by the Fed rate. That's why we always look at the Fed rate release and then try to see how much of the market is going to be going up or down. All the predictions are coming there. The problem is the governments are making some decisions, not depends on the market, but depends on the outsider power. For example, Fed rate hikes and the Japanese yen collapse. If they don't want Japanese yens to go up, then they do this so that Japanese yen can collapse. Sometimes it is pressure from the government. This year is actually a really good example. Trump is saying something, and the Fed kind of follows it a little bit. Everything is certainly not the very objective. It's certainly not for the market in general. Obviously, they prefer their own people first. So having this centralized control of the fixed yield is a little bit of a problem. And also, there's a cheat. The money that you are getting from your bank is all subsidized. Like, it got subtracted by their fees and everything. But normally those fees are like somewhat ridiculous. 5% yield of that can be generated from the T-bill, you're getting 0.5% of it, which is a very not fair. So at the end of the day, what you can say is that TradeFi is pocketing your money, pocketing your yield spread that you could have enjoyed. It is literally just talking about small little things like yield. Yield is just a yield, but if it goes to the like trading fees from the trading department, like a stock option trading and whatnot, now that rate actually gets really, really higher. The on-chain crypto is unlocking all those real yield and opportunities for the users. So there's no middleman haircut, there's no borderline. It's just a true yield that you can get out of the market. So even if the market itself is still getting hugely impacted by the rate, but at the end of the day, it is still the closest to the truth type of the interest rate you can discover in the market. And then all those vaults have a different yield. There's, let's say there are 4 different coin systems, the stable coins out there, then you're gonna see 4 different systems, 4 different yield that is coming from all different kind of sectors. The true yield can be born from the stable coin vaults. That's what we believe. This is the first time in human history that we'll be able to find that out. The problem is there's a missing piece. So there's no fixed yield coming from the foundations and DAOs. In TradFi business, it is not your first decision to sell your equity when you need money. You go borrow money against your equity. That's normally what you do. You have this commodity or whatever things that you have in your pocket that you don't want to sell. Then you try your best not to sell it, and then you borrow money against it, and then later on at the end of the day, if you get liquidated. That's normally what happens. OTC deal, the private offsite desk, private desk deal doesn't really happen a lot. But even if it happened, it discounts like, let's say 5 to 10%. But now, I don't know how many of you recognize it, but all those tokens that got TGE'd recently have a huge discounted OTC deal from the back. So like public don't really know because this is not a public information they're gonna release on their Twitter. But at the end of the day, somebody's buying your beloved token with a 50% discount for the 6 months vesting. That's what's happening in the market, and then we believe that it is somewhat toxic. It's not like you shouldn't do that, but in the meantime, the real market is not going to be working in that way. That's why we built this bond market, Web3 native bond market called Xitadel. Xitadel is providing the native bond market on chain on Solana, so that any project founders or DAOs or VCs can come in and then make their own tokens, leveraging their equities. And then we also have a Brig USD, which is also stable coin, which is ETF-like access. It's going to be enabled to discover the true market-based fixed yield for the bond market. And then that's how we believe that this market-driven interest rate can be discovered in this DeFi industry, which is a big deal because it never happened before. It only be able to happen at the moment in the market because there is no governmental direct interception during the processes. Obviously, it's going to get impacted by the Fed rate a lot, obviously, but this is a chance that human actually had in their entire history to discover this. But yeah, that's basically what we are trying to do. Obviously, very different from the thing that we have done before, but at the end of the day, we will always believe that we are a rather DeFi builder than GameFi builder, because our game, as I explained, it has 12 different tokens in one game, has our own AM and bonding curve, the DEX inside, using the SSPL, the standard in full. So like we believe that we were a good people that be able to pull this up as a final missing piece to fill out the final missing piece of the DeFi world. And then when we developed all this, I got also, what is it called? I got selected for the Ignition Week, which is another incubator program that is done by Singapore Super Team. So we were one of the 8 projects. Back then we didn't even announce the builders round, so I believe that we were doing pretty okay back then as well. And then went there to do some speakings and stuff. And then went for the Solana Summit, which was also a good opportunity. You see Leo here. He's rocking our Fidelity NFT. But yeah, so we've been doing that, and then also try to be there as many events as possible. Some people want to stay undoxed in the market, but I will advise that is not going to happen in that way. You have to dox yourself at some point, or other people will dox you. It's going to be better if you dox yourself. if somebody forcefully docs you, that's not even pretty. So and then we ended up coming to the Solana incubator, which was also very pleasant experience. We are actually working at the Solana office. The Solana office has 7th floor. Solana have this awesome building in the middle of the low Middle East, Manhattan, that has a good view, and then also a good amount of people working together. 5th floor is a co-working, 7th floor is for cohorts, which is like a amazing opportunity for you to work with people that are you know, have a pretty good networking presence in the market. So that's another one. Just pivoted in the right timing, and then try to be utilizing your networking power that you have already in hand. And also, most importantly, this is our community in Korea. They talk every day, like literally talk every day. They say hi every day. I don't say anything. This is the unofficial channel in KakaoTalk. I didn't do anything actually. They just doing it for fun, and I'm like utterly grateful on that. Um, Last thing is never underestimate your power that you have on community, and then also the community power in general. It's such a cliche thing to say, and then some people misunderstand this as like this is something that founders just say it because community is looking at you, but it truly is not. Do you know where the power of the dollar resiliency is coming from? It's coming from the trust. It's not coming from the. It's not directly coming from the American government. American government can't just say like, "Hey, I want you to trust this." That's not going to work. Um, all the currencies, all the tradified currencies resiliency is actually coming from the trust issue. Whether you get trusted by the community or not is actually a good starting point of your product is being relevant or not. At the end of the day, all those products that we are trying to build over here in a Web3 world are leading towards to your whatever token, the governance token, I guess. Then governance token has nothing if you don't have a resilience. Resilience as in, I mean, when you or big whales dumping on the floor, they has to bring back up right off because people trust in you. The resiliency is coming from community. There's no way others. Even if they're like, if the product doesn't have a resilience, mostly don't have a community. The project doesn't have a community that strongly believes in you. It's pretty much doomed because like when people start to FUD, the OG people who are using your product before is either gonna be silenced or they're gonna disappear. It's that easy. Somebody gotta fight back. Somebody needs to fight back, and that shouldn't be just you. You and your community should fight back, and that's where the resilience is being born. Resiliency that dollar has is not coming from the power of the whatever American government says. It's coming from the power of the people who's going to believe in the American government. That's why the dollar is still a king. The dollar is still the best currency that we have seen in the human history. Your product is simple saying. You don't ditch your community because your resilience is coming from your community, and that is actually a very, very practical reason why you shouldn't fuck your community up. You shouldn't fuck with them. You should be try to listen whatever they got to say, even if that sounds stupid sometimes. It's just you just have to listen it anyways. Or at least you need somebody to curate the questions and the thing that they talk and then send it to you. Because like looking at those files is actually pretty painful. But anyways, you have to listen to them and then you have to try to see what is the best way that you can serve them. Your product resilience is your community. So in conclusion, consistency, pivot, community is very, very important for your product to survive. Altogether, you just need to focus on surviving. You shouldn't die. You try not to die, and then you try best to have a presence presence in the market, then at some point you'll be able to see the other possibility that you can do better. Yeah, all right. That's pretty much what I wanted to say today. Hopefully that was not too short, Leo.
No, I think that was perfect. So you heard Riot, right? So he came from non Web3 background, started tweeting, started building his own cloud on social, and then eventually started his NFT project, went to gaming, and now doing DeFi. So consistency, pivot, community. If there's a key takeaway from today, is those words. Which is also come back to a little bit of what I talked to you guys last week. Is no matter what you do, be very consistent and also be very loud about what you do, right? Like keep communicating, keep tweeting, keep sharing, be vocal, be very public about what you try to do, what you try to build, but also like always be open for new ideas and new pivots, right? Like what else can you do? So
I also forgot to have this one. So we're gonna we're gonna have a DevNet pretty soon. This is actually a bonus. This is not public information, but you can just go on and then remember the code. Like just have your code somewhere. It's gonna happen pretty soon. So have the DevNet and playing around with early access is gonna give you something. Obviously, point is directly connected to future perks. So if you think that it's going to be fun, feel free to share this around. Well, actually, not share this around. Just use it by yourself, or the people use it with the people that you believe. I don't know, but yeah, that's the one last thing that I want to say.
very cool. So I like to open up the room for people. Like anyone have any questions? DK, I think you reacted a lot. You have any question for Riot?
No questions with Ritin. Actually, I really like the idea of having trust in the community and building the community. So I was just appreciating that. Yeah. Thanks.
Cool.
Thank you.
So actually, if nobody have a question, then I'll have one. This is something that actually my people want to ask. So why Solana? Because like you spend a lot of time explaining like your journey into Web3 and all that, but why Solana? And out of all the chains out there, why should builders bet on Solana?
Yeah, that's a easy question actually. So these days, like in the past, it was a kind of tough question to answer because there are so many layer one chains that are trying to compete with Solana at the time, and then it was making sense that each of the chains have their own narrative that they can be successful compared to Solana. They can do better compared to Solana, whatnot. So it made sense before. It made sense in the past that when I have this question in the like let's say 3 years ago, I would normally say, look, anybody else also have a good presence in the fast layer one chain, but obviously Ethereum is not going to be an institutional pick. It's never going to be an institutional pick because it's too slow, and there is a capacity that you can digest as a chain, and it is not even slightly close to what institution would need their products to be as fast as their product needs to be. The fast and cheap is very, very important part of the institutional adoption. So Ethereum is gone, right? Bitcoin, that's commodity, so obviously no. So the question comes down to like, would Solana be the last pick of the institution as a fast layer one, cheap transaction possible kind of is the Solana's going to be a next Nasdaq type of question? In the past, the answer was a little ambiguous. It's like, yeah, I think that has a good chance. I think there will be more people, more developers in the scene, so I think it's going to pan out well. Now, the question gets stupidly simple and say, hey, look, if you have any chain that has 10 million transaction happen in one day and not getting down, if there is any chain that is even half close to the stress test that Solana have gone through in past 1 or 2 years, then yeah, try out. That's it. That's how easy the answer is. There is no single chain that has even close to the stress test that Solana have gone through so far. There is no single chain that is being selected by the institutions, this many, like the Galaxy and the Jump and Franklin's and all those TradFi institutions are selecting Solana over other layer 1 chain because it's simply easier to trust. And that gravity doesn't really go away. It already has started, and it's gonna get heavier and heavier every week, every day. Sorry, because once you have this trust from the TradFi network, it is rather a question of why would I need to go other chain for the institution perspective when there's something that is being successful already. This is a trustworthy. These have gone through a lot of stress tests. This has been selected by this amount of good people that has been in this sector for a while. Then why would you go somewhere else? And then I'm not even gonna say like performance is better than other chains. Like yes, it is. Developers are like much more than others. So yes, it is. But at the end of the day, there is a statistics that can be flipped if things go sideways. But one thing that is not going to be flipped is the stress test. So in the future, this is going to be the future biggest chain. I only see Ethereum and Bitcoin as a competitor in terms of the market cap. I don't think any others are nearly even close to that competition. So yeah, that's why Solana is the best chain to build on.
Cool. Okay. So just to sum up, I think Solana is battle tested. Solana has the biggest amount of user liquidity. Solana has been through multiple cycle, and really the only thing that can even compare to Solana right now is like Bitcoin, Ethereum. Is that right?
Yep.
Guys, other questions? Do you have any other question for Ryot? I think everyone has got a slow day today. Okay, I think if there's no other questions, I just want to ask one more, and I'll let everyone go. So if you have one advice for someone who start building on Solana today, what would it be?
Try to leverage everything that you have in terms of the network. Don't build it by yourself. Try to befriend with somebody that has a strong network in the scene, and then try to leverage that. This is very realistic advice, because if you're living alone in this sector, that you believe that your good product is gonna pan out, so it's not. Your good product is gonna die. There is no other way, honestly. You need a good connection to start with, and I'm not saying it's like a cartel type of a thing. It's not a cartel. It's just a network. If you try to reach out, there is network. So you should start from there. Don't fight alone. Don't fight yourself. You have a good mentor like Leo, so you can go to Leo and then leverage his network as much as you can. So yeah, that's my advice.
Question from BK. So what are your thoughts on integration with project within the ecosystem? How's this journey like? Any tip on quick execute things? Well, so you take it. I think maybe good example is Mong.
Okay. So getting integration with a good product is of course obviously a plus. If you have a chance, definitely go for it. If you're not, and then also when you're launching something, definitely try to do partnership with the projects as much as you can, because I was emphasizing a lot about the resiliency, right? And then the community power. Your community power gets stronger when there is other community supporting you. It's simple as that. So sometimes there are some bullshit narratives that that has nothing to do with your product, but still doing the partnership announcement. I kind of think that works too. So it's better than nothing. If your partnership is better, then that's like obviously the perfect. But if your partnership doesn't mean anything, you still need to do it, I think.
BK, did I answer the question?
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. So I was just seeing, like, for quickly even integrating the technical aspect. So how do we execute those things faster? Like, get those connections, or like, experiment on the integrations. Like, it's just not like a partnership announcement, but actually, if you want to like partner with or integrate with other solutions, like,
Mm,
integrating a protocol, so that sort of.
mm, yeah, I think yeah, if that actually requires your dev work, then you have to reach out to the people first and then see the needs first. But like if this is not about just a bullshit network, bullshit partnership announcement that nobody try to find out why this is happening, then that is all good. You just can write down the partnership announcement and then send it as any projects as you can, and then see who's gonna say yes. But if it requires your dev work, that means that they're gonna have a direct integration impact on their product, which means that it's even better. So you definitely want to reach out to them and then see if this product is actually gonna be useful for them, and definitely say something about what's good for them. Don't talk about why you need it. Just explain that, yeah, we do this kind of stuff, and we're going to integrate yours. It's going to be helpful for yours, blah blah blah. Was wondering if you can support us with a good, like, one good tweet, or like a good retweet, or QT, good quote tweet, or even founder support. Anything you can offer, they'll be grateful. Something like that. And especially if it works better if you have a competitor. Like if they have a competitor, like, because like they know that if they don't go for it, you're gonna go for the opponent. Make sure that you understand the dynamics, and then say, look, we like both of you, but I came to you first. So it's gonna be their choice. So yeah, that's a one advice.
Yeah,
Also
thank you so
there's
much for that.
another. Yeah, no problem. Another one, could you kindly help connect us to the bank partnership team with a similar trading bot? Trading bot. So one thing is the bank team doesn't own the trading bot. There is a bank bot. That is a completely different team. If you want a connection with them, I can do that. But with the bank team, it's going to be pretty challenging because bank team has a really, really big presence compared to the bank bot team. So they don't respond thing easily. They're busy people. We love to discuss potential collaboration. So James, you can send me. So this is my Telegram. You can send me the DM, and then see what kind of a partnership that you are looking for. Obviously, all the connections that I give out is my reputation as well. So I'm gonna take a look and see how you can curate it, how you can phrase it better, and then if it is something that really I can do it, kind of thing. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. Just let me know.
I think Kyle had a question as well. So can you give some recommendation for kind of a introvert tech guy for building a name in the community?
I'm introverted. I'm very introverted actually. My best hobby is staying home and playing game that is not even internet network game. I like sit down and play PlayStation. Okay, it's not the best thing that you want to do. Um, but mm, is like honestly, very realistic recommendation is to find somebody else that are doing good at it, like being good at it. Having a strong networking guy is a strong, like, the biggest power that you can have. So if you can't really do anything about it, then it is what it is. You have to find somebody who can do it for you. But honestly, it's hard at the beginning, and then it gets better. If you try to take cover by yourself, then it is the real recommendation is just keep push it. It's like you have to get used to it. You have to get used to get rejected. You have to get used to getting this look that as in like, who the fuck is this guy, kind of that kind of look. You have to get used to it. And then also one really realistic advice is to leverage everything that you have. When you're talking to the people, say something like, oh, I have this type of the network that is going to be beneficial maybe for you with these terms. Everything is like pros and cons. Everything is like exchanging. Like it's not, you're never going to get the support if it is just coming down as a stranger and say like, I want this. Like nobody cares. They are busy, especially if you're talking to the busy people. Say something why they need to help you. They'll say something about like what you can offer. It can be something super random. So like it can be like, oh, there's a Vietnamese exhibition gonna go on in the next few months. Are you gonna be there? Oh, if you're gonna be there, I'll be able to show you around, and I'll be able to introduce these people in the sector, something like that. Honestly, if it is not too obvious, then bluffing is fine too. Like you just have to leverage everything you have, and then do the network from there. Let them listen to you, not because of your characteristics or charisma or anything. You just because it is practical thing to do. Just let them understand that you have a value to offer. Yeah.
Very cool. So I think we almost on time here. So any final questions? If not, I'll let Riot go. I'm sure he has a busy day. And then thanks, man. Thanks for spending time with the cohort here. I think there's only like half the cohort here. Like the other half is stuck in like the flood in Hanoi. So it's what it is.
Problem.
We have a session recorded, so I'll share the recording with you as well. We might take a snapshot from today's session to make it to like a snippet video. I'll share with you first, and then
Sure.
you can use it, however you like. And then, so thanks everyone for taking time to join, especially those in Hanoi who will be listening in later. Hope you guys get home safe. And yeah, thanks, Riot. And I'll look forward to see you in Korea or in New York or around Asia at some point. I don't know where you'll be, but I'll be here. So come to Vietnam, visit us if you can.
Will do. Yeah, I hope I was there too, but I'm way too busy at the moment. But yeah, thanks for having me. Everybody, Leo is such an expert, and is such a good friend. So try to leverage him a lot. Try to bug him, and then try to get something out of him. As he got a lot to offer.
Oh, and you want to send Riot a DM? You want me to take a look at it first? Like maybe we want to send him something that he can help introduce to somebody. You can also send to me first. If I like it, and he's probably gonna like it too. So just FYI.
Yeah.
All right.
One. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you,
Have
guys.
a good day, man. Bye bye.
Yeah. Have a good one. Bye bye.